Hello everyone. Today's video is gonna be a bit different. I thought I'd share with you some of the manhwas that I don't wanna read. I don't have any intentions of reading those, but I might change my mind in the future. You never know. Um, I will share with you one by one three manhwas that I do not intend to read, and also I'll tell you reasons behind my decision not to read them. There are going to be a lot of spoilers in this video, and there might be some misinform information too, because most of what I know about these manhwas comes from spoilers and comments. So if I make any mistakes, you can let me down below in the comments. The first manhwa that I do not want to read is The Abandoned Empress. So I actually read few chapters of this manhwa last year. I don't exactly remember how many chapters I read, maybe 20, maybe 30. The second I read in the comments who the main lead is gonna be, I was like, okay, no, I'm not reading it anymore. So if you don't know about this manhwa, the main lead basically hates the female lead. He's jealous of her all his life since he's a kid. He torments her. Once he marries her, he has an affair. He also rape her. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word on YouTube or not. Do let me know, by the way. Um, he also abuses her. He pushes her, which causes her to miscarry her child. Of course, that was the result of that rape. Um, Apart from that, he also degrades her repeatedly. He makes her lick his shoe. I think he also does something to her family. By the way, this is all of what I'm telling you is from recollection, because as I told you, I did read few chapters. Now, the thing I hate is that in this manhwa, there were a lot of great options that she could have chosen. But I don't understand why this guy is the main lead. He's literally the villain of her story. And he caused her so much trauma, and for her to be in love with him again and for her to end up with him again, it's just insane to me. So the second I found out through spoilers that this trash bag was going to be main lead, I was like, oh, I checked out. I just did not want to read it anymore. I also saw some comments defending Mainly's behavior, that he was under some influence and stuff, but that does not justify what he did to her. The truth of the matter is that he was jealous of her since they were kids. He absolutely hated her. So nothing that you can say would justify him being the main lead. Fine, he was under influence, but she wasn't. He is the one who traumatized her. She went through so much because of him, that how is it that she fell in love with him and she ended up with him? I just don't understand it. He's literally the villain of her story. She should be so traumatized that she can't even look at him. How is it possible that he is the main lead? So yeah, that was the reason that I stopped reading this manga and have not picked it up since then. The second manga that I want to talk about that I will not be reading is The Mistress Runs Away. This manga, I believe, was released in the beginning of this year. I read one or two chapters and then these seemed fishy, so I moved straight down to spoilers and comments. And what do you know? It's another trash main lead. So basically, he sees her, becomes obsessed with her. A misunderstanding occurs, and he thinks that she is how should I put it politely, a woman who sells her body for money. Let's just go with that. And he tricks her into having a relationship with him, tells her he loves her. All the people around him treat her like trash. They're awful to her, and he just throws some money at her and leaves her, tells her he never loved her. So it's that kind of manhwa where the main lead is irredeemable. He's a total trash. He treats her horribly. So yeah, I'm not gonna be reading this one. The last one I'm gonna be talking about is Bastion. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I hope I pronounced it right. Anyways, this manhwa released just a couple of months ago, and I cannot tell you how excited I was about this manhwa because it's the same artist who drew The Villainous Wants Divorce, and that manhwa is so good. I've read it twice already. So I was very excited for this one. Well, until I read spoilers. I read spoilers before I even read this mama. I read first chapter because I was curious about the drawing, because the character looks absolutely beautiful. The female lead, those emerald green eyes, gorgeous. So I read first chapter just for her. Anyways, I read some spoilers, and again, another trash main lead. He's gonna RAP her repeatedly, throw money at her. Afterwards, she's gonna get pregnant as a result of that. Well, SA, and then he's gonna threaten her to take the child away to raise it with another woman. I am praying and I'm hoping that the artist changes the story, because if the artist doesn't change the story, I'm not gonna be reading this one. I just cannot stand these kind of manhwas. They are so painful to read. Like, I can barely get through one chapter. So I'm really hoping that the artist changes the story, because the art is absolutely gorgeous. The female lead, beautiful. One of the most prettiest female leads I've seen. So I'm just gonna wait for this manhwa to finish before I read it, because I want to make sure that the story has deviated from the novel. Because if it follows the story that novel has, there's no way in hell that I'm gonna read this. What are your thoughts about all these manhwas? Have you read any three of them? Because I feel like I cannot. I may read them in the future. I may change my mind. You never know. But I just don't. I hate them. The main leads are awful. The main reason why I'm not reading all three of them is because of these main leads. These main leads should not be the heroes. They are literally the villains in the female leads' stories. I don't know why they are gonna end up with them. And if I'm wrong about certain things, it's because I have not read them. I've read one or two chapters, or in the case of The Abandoned Empress, quite a few chapters, like 20 or maybe 30, I don't exactly remember. Most of what I know is through spoilers and comments. So if I made any mistakes, you can correct it. But do share your opinions as well. What do you think of these novels? Will you read them? Did you like this video? The idea popped up in my head randomly, and I, without any preparation, just rambled on and on. So do let me know if you liked it. I'll make another one. I have a bunch of manhwas that I do not want to read, so I'd be happy to share why.